Hello everyone, welcome back to Comic 47 Vlogs, and we're going to be reviewing the comics of this week, February 12th. Um, these are the comics that I got this week. Um, some of them are a bit behind, because again, Diamond distributors have been kind of having delays with comics, a little less than before, but yeah. Anyways, here's comics I got this week. So, Batman Dark Patterns #3. This is like one of the best Batman comics I've read in a while. This is a really good. It introduces a new villain, which is like nails, themed with like nails and torture and all that. And it's a very deep and sympathetic villain because although he's the villain, he's also a result of the system failing him. So you can't really, and he doesn't actually want to hurt people. He just wants to hurt the ones that um just hurt his people. So it's like it's a really sad story. It's really sad. And it's a really good Batman comic. So if you haven't been reading it, definitely check it out. They're on issue 3 as of this week, but if they don't have issue 1, just wait till the trade paperback comes out. It's a really good story. It's really cool too because it has like Batman's logo from the movie, the 1989 movie. Although this seems like it's kind of just set in like, it just feels like a regular Batman comic. I don't see anything indicating that this is the Batman from the movie, from the old Michael Keaton movies, other than his costume and his Batmobile. I think it's kind of just to make it look vintage, but the story just feels like regular Batman. All New Venom #3. This is like, this has become like my comfort comic. There's always that comic that you just need like some escapism without any real world stuff. Um like they do have real world stuff, but it's a very fun comic. I do like the mystery of who's this Venom. It has a very touching moments between Venom and Dylan Brock, because Venom acts like this father figure, or is like a father to Dylan Brock, even though it's not um, Eddie Brock under the symbiote. The symbiote itself still cares for Dylan Brock. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's not much to say. It's a really fun comic. I'd recommend it. Geiger #11. Another really good comic, very underrated. This is written by Jeff Johns. This is Geiger. This is the second volume of Geiger that has been showing up, and you come across the other person that has Geiger's powers, and now we're getting to the good stuff. It's actually getting really good. Ever since issue around 9, it's been getting really good. So I feel like things are finally starting to kick off and pick up speed. So really great. Highly recommend. The Lucky Devils issue 2. Um, I know a lot of you are not going to be familiar with what this comic is, but this is issue 1. And I just read issue 1 literally today because I got behind. So I'm like, okay, let me get issue 2 and see if I liked issue 1 or not. So I read issue 1, and the premise is actually really good. Basically, there's these like devils that live in hell, right? And their job is just to ruin people's lives. Well, not ruin people's lives, but like tempt them into like doing bad things, right? And but the problem is with these two, it's not working. Like he's like, "Oh, I've been tempting you all day to get mad at your students because you're a teacher, and I've been tempting you all day to be envious or whatever, and it's just not working." So, these are like two really good people, you could say. Um and these like little devil creatures are in charge of like making people do bad stuff. And it's funny because like they have this whole system in hell that's just like ours. They talk about like how they need to get a better job, a better apartment. If the devils do a good job, they get promoted, a higher salary. So it's really just this is a very real world reflective um thing. It's very much reflects how the US economic system works, social class and all that, and it's a very good reflection on what we're going through as of now in the United States. So it's a very interesting series, and it's a really, really good premise. Apparently, these two writers have have done a lot of good work. I just haven't read any of their stuff. Um, so yeah, this is issue 2. Can't wait to read it. So we have Aquaman number 2. Um, I'll say Aquaman number 1 didn't really sell me too much on the premise. I feel like now Aquaman has Mera's powers of like aquakinesis, but then that doesn't really make sense to me because the whole cool thing about Mera, as an Aqua woman, is that she has those powers and he doesn't. That kind of distinguishes her character. And now that they gave it to him, what's the point of Mera? I mean, she's a really cool character and everything, but I'm just saying, like, powers, as far as her powers go, that's what made her really cool, you know? Like, extra cool, you know? And also, I don't see the story being that interesting. Basically, in last issue, all of Atlantis was like engulfed in like this little sphere, and I guess Aquaman's gonna go in, so it might be good. Things might kick off. I don't know, but we'll see. The Eight Deaths of Spider-Man, number 67. I still need to read issue 66. It had Black Cat on the cover, so that's kind of interesting. I've been enjoying the series a lot. I didn't really enjoy issue 65 like 2 issues ago because it was very depressing and bleak. But I'm guessing things have been kicking off a little more, so hopefully that is gonna do good. And this is gonna lead up to the new Spider-Man reboot that's coming in. I believe issue 1 releases in either April or March. But I am enjoying it. Overall, definitely a step forward. Yeah, so it's still really enjoyable. Eddie Brock, Carnage, number 1. I haven't read it. I'm so excited to read this, and I think this is supposed to actually release last week, but it didn't actually hit the stores until this week. So, I think apparently this is the first and only time that this is the first time that the Eddie Brock has merged with the Carnage symbiote, apparently. So that's really interesting. You would think that in all of the what is it, like 30 or 40 years of the character Venom, that they would have fused at least once, but I guess not. So we'll see where this goes. Absolute Batman number 5. Absolute Batman number 4. I wasn't the biggest fan of the artwork. Also, it felt kind of like a filler issue. Like, it did have some interesting story aspects, but I was a bit underwhelmed by issue 4. But now that we have Dragata back on the artwork for this one, I do have high hopes again. And I think the story's going to pick up. I kind of felt like issue 4 was kind of a filler issue. So yeah, we'll see how issue 5 goes. Action Comics. So this is a 3-part story. I kind of feel like Action Comics is just like DC right now just doesn't know what to do with Action Comics. The main Superman title is really good. You should definitely read that. Absolutely good. Action Comics has been kind of a mixed bag. They just kind of put like these random stories and like weekly stuff that doesn't really make sense. It's just kind of like they're just putting it just to put it, you know? Like, I feel like they could do so much more with Action Comics, but they're not really. It just feels like random issues that they add. I haven't read. This is part 2. I haven't read part 1 yet, so I hope I'm wrong. But like, yeah, we'll see where this goes. Apparently, and they're also trying to do this like link between Superman and Atomic Skull. They're trying to humanize Atomic Skull as a character, which is interesting. I don't know which person at DC is trying to do that, but I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to give villains like a chance to shine. So we have Green Lantern Corps, issue 1. Here's the foil cover. Look how nice that looks. Love the foil covers. They are more expensive, but it is worth getting once in a while. Yeah, so there was this like DC comic that they released. It was like some kind of DC Green Lantern Shattered one shot, something like that it was called. That leads into this new event. And then it was the Green Lantern. So it was that one shot comic, then the main Green Lantern series, and then you have this comic. So it's like 1, 2, and 3. So it's this whole event going on. And it's kind of going across two of the main Green Lantern stories. Haven't caught up yet, haven't really seen what's going on. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan, but I also don't dislike Green Lantern. So I think it's interesting they're adding pretty much most, if not all, the members of the Green Lantern Corps. You even have Simon Baz, you have Jessica Cruz, you have Kyle Rain, Kyle, I was gonna say Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Kyle Rayner. You have Guy Gardner. You have John Stewart. You have the Detective Green Lantern. I don't know her name yet, but yeah. So seems like a good read. Spider-Man Ghost Spider number 10. I got the Human Torch variant. I thought that was a really cool cover. I haven't caught up with Ghost Spider lately. I've been a bit behind, so but it's a very enjoyable series. It's one of those, again, it's like one of those comfort comics that it's one of those comfort comics that I just like to read just to de-stress, you know? It's just a fun comic. That's all I can say. It's not like anything super groundbreaking. It's kind of one of those comics that you don't have to get to really like. There's some comics that you don't really have to get and you're not missing anything, but at the same time it's a really fun comic and just nice, you know, it makes you feel nice. Same with Deadpool, same thing. This is a super fun comic, very wholesome. I like the relationship between Deadpool and his daughter. Like, the daughter just really looks up to her dad, Deadpool. And now that she has him back, it's like a very touching thing. And I haven't read the last issue. I need to read issue 10 right here. But yeah, it's very much like son and daughter, or I mean daughter and father sort of bond. It's really wholesome. Yeah, so One World Under Doom, issue 1. This is the main event that Marvel is doing right now. Just One World Under Doom. I don't know what to say about this. I feel like Marvel is overexposing Doctor Doom just because he's gonna appear in like Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. That's it. They're just like putting Doctor Doom in like every single comic lately, and it's just like way too much. But I do like to say on this channel, and I've told told the people on this channel that I like to give issue number 1 a chance. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give issue 1 a chance to see where this event is going, what's going on. And if I feel like it's interesting, maybe I'll start getting the tie-in issues for it. But if not, I'll just drop it. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. Basically, this is like Doom. Also, Doctor Doom is like this current Sorcerer Supreme right now. Which makes sense because he, he just has always been a magic user. He mixes magic and science, so it's kind of interesting. And then on the back, there's like an ad for Doctor Strange being just like he's now a sorcerer on Asgard, so that's kind of an interesting thing. And yeah, those are the comics that I got. And I also got the DC Comics previews. Let me bring that. So basically what I got was these the previews for comics coming in on April. These are free. And I think last week I got the Marvel one. Yeah, so this is the Amazing Spider-Man number 1 reboot that's coming out in April. So the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man storyline right now is going to lead up to this. So I'm excited. Also, you have the Image catalog for April. These are all the comics coming in April for Image Comics. Image Comics is growing a lot, and I really respect that. I like that. It kind of helps independent creators just tell their stories, So yeah, that being said, that's all the comics for this week, and hope you enjoyed the video. bit of a larger stack this week. Yeah, so leave a like, subscribe, and tell me which comics you're currently reading right now. I'd love to hear them, and we'll see you in the next video.